When we enter the delivery room, we don't always know what to expect. But we know that we are needed. What we need to do our best work is the right information, the right equipment, and the right people to resuscitate a baby. Our most valuable resource of these is the people on our team. But there's a lot we don't know about what makes for an optimal team. So that got me thinking, and I came up with an idea. Then I took that idea and I wrote a grant. Well, wouldn't you know it, it got funded from the NRP program. It's sort of like having a stamp of approval that this is an important idea to study. The idea for this study builds off the study done by this guy. That study is completed and soon to be published. Here's what it showed. We compared teams with 2 people to teams with 3 people, and there was no difference to team performance using 2 different measures of how the team did. But teams that had a device that prompted them to adhere to the NRP algorithm had less time errors and actually performed better. That study left us with more questions. That study was done with people that didn't go to deliveries often. What would happen with an expert team and in more complex cases? What are the optimal team roles in our expert team? What is the optimal number of people on our expert team? Because at some point, it just can't be true that 2 people is enough. Probably not even 3 people is enough if you're replacing emergency lines and giving code medications while performing CPR. But how many more people? After 3 people, you're pretty much out of room around the warmer to be hands on the baby. So what do you do with this guy? Or her? And especially what do you do with this dude? Seriously, what do you do with that guy? This is what our study seeks to answer. What is the ideal number of hands-on team members? And does the role of a recorder help teams? Here's how it works. We start with a base team of a neo-response nurse, a respiratory therapist, a resident, and 1 neonatologist, either an attending, fellow, or NNP. This is a common configuration of providers we have at deliveries and should be pretty recognizable. We'll compare that to teams that get 1 additional neo-response nurse. For the second comparison, we will add a recorder role to the team. The recorder will always be someone from our study personnel. That recorder will use this device to record all the actions of the team. The recorded data is then projected to a second tablet near the warmer and gives the team performing the simulated resuscitation the timing of their actions. No one participating will have to learn a new device or ever touch the tablet device. You can also ask the recorder questions just as you might in real life. Those comparisons mean that you will be randomized into one of 4 groups. Group 1 has 4 team members with no recorder. Group 2 has 4 team members plus a recorder from our study personnel. Group 3 will have 5 team members with no recorder, and Group 4 will have 5 team members plus the recorder. Then you just go to our in-situ simulation like these guys. Well, maybe not exactly like these guys, but you know how it goes. Here are some important facts to remember about this study. It is completely voluntary. You are not being forced to participate, and whether you participate or not will have no effect on your employment or your job evaluations. But I really hope you'll participate, because we are going to do this as a part of our in-situ simulation program, and that is going to remain an important training environment. We are going to integrate the study into our in-situ simulation program and use delivery room scenarios for this study. So the more you participate, the more we can all learn together to improve our neo-response teamwork. And remember, you are just being asked to perform as you normally would. We are not asking you to try something strange or different from what you would already do. Ultimately, the big goal is the same. We want to learn and grow with each other while we study what we do and share what we learn with others. There is a team of us working on this project together. Nicole Nevelin, Regine Fortunoff, Mona Katab, and I are happy to talk more about this study. If you don't see any of us in person and you have questions, you can always email Nicole or I for more information. Thank you for listening to this presentation.